Greetings, fellow maker. I'm starting my Baldur's Gate 3 Karlach costume today, and we're going to be working on the horns. Not the wig, that's for a future video. I'm still working on that, but I think I have the horns figured out. I started by going to the Discord server for the Baldur's Gate 3 mod community, and this was back when the game first came out. Through there, I learned how to export 3D models from Baldur's Gate 3, so I got my own model of Karlach. Benny from Kamui Cosplay did a great tutorial on how you can 3D model a basic horn shape in Blender and then use their built-in plugin for papercraft. Another option would have been to 3D print this base horn and use that as a reference, but I just decided to remake my own with cleaner geometry. I've only used Pepakura Designer in a separate program, so this is my first time using Blender to unfold the geometry. PVA glue works pretty well to glue all the pieces together. It sticks really quickly with paper. And I was able to get my horn shape put back together. And I ended up with this, which looks super cute. Papercraft's a great way to quickly test out the size of something, but I think I got the size on the first try. I'm gonna run with this. The next step of this build was to pull a pattern off of the paper horn. I used plastic wrap and then wrapped masking tape around that to create this uniform shell that I then sharpied on all of the seam lines where I thought it might be able to come apart in one piece. I cut off all the different pieces, made sure to transfer the registration mark so I know how this all goes back together, and labeled all the pieces, flattened it out, and then transferred that pattern to cardstock to try and clean up all the weird edges. And this is where I am so far. I've got my pattern pieces, got some scraps of 4mm foam, and I'm gonna try cutting all these out and gluing them together. If it doesn't work out, I can always change the template or modify the new shape I get, but hopefully this works out. Since the horns do have sharp edges, I'm not just gonna cut this foam straight, I'm going to cut it at an angle with like an undercut. So instead of the foam coming together flat when I glue the pieces together, it'll be cut at an angle, so when it comes together, it'll kind of force a little bit of a bend. And I'm just gonna do that everywhere. I'm not sure everywhere needs that, but if something doesn't fit, I can just glue on some foam scraps and make it fit. Let's see how this goes. This part is looking all right. This curly part, not so much. Probably messed up the pattern a bit, but I'm gonna cut this apart and see if we can get it to curl a little bit more. This part's pretty thin, so I think I'm supposed to just like sandwich these two together, like that. I need to make sure I keep this like swoopy-doo curve that's on here. So on this piece, I'm just gonna cut this off. And this end part of the horn is supposed to be pretty thin. Not bad, not bad. I think this part here could be a little thicker. I'm gonna add a piece of scrap foam. And I can also, if I want, stretch one side more than the other to kind of like force the curl. So like attach it more up here. I think that's pretty good though. I want it to twist a little bit more. Kind of hold in position and then put this extra backing on there. There's a little 2mm foam reinforcement. That's actually pretty great. See the reference here, how thin and curly that part is. And I've got this one. Maybe a little bit more of a bend there. I think that looks super cute. And I think the size still looks great. The shape is fine. All the edges are all kind of messed up. So now it's time to do some cleanup on the rotary tool. There we go, that looks much better. The next step is to do all of these craggly bits. I'm gonna kind of draw in where I want them all to be, and then it's back to the rotary tool. As I'm drawing all these lines on, I'm thinking I'm gonna try the hot knife instead of the rotary tool. I think it'll be easier to get all of these fine details. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, that's looking great. Next up is there is some text that is carved into the horns in two different spots. You can see it on the broken horn here. So it starts here and then wraps around, and then there's another one that wraps around on this side. I got the texture map out of the game for the horns and printed it. I did increase the contrast a little bit so I could see the text better. But yeah, this is what the video game asset horn texture looks like when it's unwrapped. And I'm going to try and draw these on. They're not going to be like super perfect. They're not going to be readable, I'm sure. But we'll see how the transfer goes. While my tool was still hot, I added the texture to the front of the horn here. And I think for the text, I'm going to seal my horn first. I'm going to be using PVA glue, Mod Podge, to kind of shallow out these areas a little bit and thin them a tiny bit. Because right now, I don't think the text will really show up at all with these really thick lines. They're much thinner in the reference. I went a little heavy on those. I'm not even gonna thin down the glue. I want it to kind of stick to everything in a streaky way. So as the glue starts setting up, I can brush in the direction of these different horn segments. But for now, I just need to cover everything and get in all the crevices. Yep, that looks awesome. I did one layer, let that dry, did a second layer and let that dry overnight. And now I've started drawing on my symbols here. Looking at the reference, I can see that this text here and this text here are the same. And for the other side of the horn, the little broken piece, it's the same, but it's mirrored. Now I get to see if the hot knife will kind of create these symbols clean enough to look nice. I certainly don't need it to be legible. I just want it to look pretty. I love the way this text looks, and it actually didn't take that long. So this horn is almost ready for paint, but you may be thinking, there's two horns. Where's the broken one? I better get working on that now. And just like that, I have two horns, one much shorter than the other one. And I was about to start painting, but I was looking at the reference. There are these little spiky dews that look like they're attached to the skin, but some of them are close enough to the horn that I think I could glue them on the front here. So let me make those real quick. The spiky nubbins have been added, and that means it is time for the paint. Nothing too fancy. I'm going to be using the heavy body acrylics in the dark brown and black. Brush on the entire surface, and then I will be lightly brushing on top for all of the tan and bone colored highlights. Let's do this! And just like that, my Karlach horns are complete. Man, I am so happy with how these turned out. This shape, I think, looks pretty darn good, close enough anyway. The next step will be to make the wig. That'll be a different video. I think that these horns, which I've left empty, are going to attach to the wig. The whole wig might even be more of a helmet than a loose wig, but we'll see. I got some time to think about it. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Look forward to more Baldur's Gate 3 content as I make my Karlach costume, and Bill will also be making something from Baldur's Gate 3. A special thank you goes out to the members of our Extra Credit Club. Without your support, we wouldn't be able to make videos like this and share them with people, so thank you so much. Well, I'm gonna get back to work on the rest of my costume. Like I said, look forward to more videos in the next couple of months. I have until the end of August to finish this build, so I do have a couple months, but I don't wanna put it off till the end. I'm gonna be good about it. I've been tracking the hours I've been working in my cosplay handbook too, so I'm being held accountable. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next build.